is you have to set your standards. You have to set your standard, because you get into depression because you have allowed people to push you into depression. You get stress because you have allowed people to get you into stress. Like, for example, you are dating a guy 6 months, 7 months, 1 year, 2 years you are in this relationship. And after 2 years, it's only the time you realize that this guy is married and is having a family somewhere. What are you going to do? Do you know what a lot of people do? Perhaps a lot of ladies, they start crying. And they come to coaches, they look for coaches where coaches are, and then like, coach, I'm depressed, I'm stressed. And you ask them, why are you depressed? Why are you depressed? Why are you stressed? That, you know, I've been dating this guy for 2 years, and he's been so good with me. We talk every time, every night, every day. You know, he visits me, I visit him. But recently he went home for Christmas and he went mute on me. So I've been trying to reach him and I cannot reach him. And just a few days ago, I called him, or I tried to reach him, and I found a woman on the other end. And this woman introduced herself as the wife. So I'm like, so how do you want me to help you now? Coach, I don't know what to do. I'm stressed. I'm depressed. Listen, people. I know it is hard, but my video today on YouTube was talking about what men want from women. And if you watch that video, it can help you to understand what you're supposed to be giving a man. Because a lot of people who cry, a lot of people who get depressed, they get depressed because they feel they have been used. And how does a person use you? Let me tell you something, somebody. If you set your standards, a man will never lie to you. If you set your standards, a man can never lie to you. If you set your standards as a woman, a man will never lie. If you set your standard as a man, a woman will never lie to you. But you see, we have no standards. So a man who is married sees you and he feels like you still suit him. I want to make you understand this, why setting standards are important. A man who is married approaches a woman or a lady who is not married, a single lady, a young single lady, because they do not set standards. Can I tell you something? You see, when you are dating a certain guy, his friends knows him better than you know him. And the friends who are around this guy sees you and they already know your standards. Once your boyfriend drops you, you will find some of his friends trying to knock your door. I don't know if I'm wrong. I'm not a woman, but I know this happens. If I'm wrong, you will tell me no. If I'm right also, let me know. If you are dating a certain guy and you drop that guy, or maybe that guy drops you, you break up, you will realize that some of his friends will start to knock your door. They will start to pursue you once the guy drops you. Do you know why? Because they already know your standard. They know what to give to you. They know what you tolerate. But you see, when you have your standards, it is so hard for people who are married to get to you. It is not everybody. Let me tell you, don't be lied to, don't be cheated, and don't console yourself. Don't think that married guys approach every woman. Let me tell you, married men don't approach every woman. They approach women they have looked at and they have seen their standard is below or is at what they want. The same goes to men. There are men also who are approached by women who are married. But why would a woman who's married approach a guy? She will only approach a guy because the guy has no standards. He's looked around, he's seen his characters, he's looked at him, he's come so closer to him, talked to him 1, 2, 3, and seen that he lacks standards. Let me go for it. Guy, When you set standards of your life, that you're gonna be something, that you'll not be used, that no one is gonna take advantage of you, that no one is ever get into your heart unless you have a proof of what you are looking for in a man, no one is gonna use you. I want to know, apart from those people who get raped, for example, men and women, I'm not just talking about women. I want to know, apart from those people who get raped, who gets to sleep with a man without them accepting. I see women coming out, mostly men are fearful of, coming out and saying this, but I see men every time women coming out and, saying, he used me. He's been sleeping with me every day, every time he used me. I asked them one question. When this guy was sleeping with you, was he forcing himself on you? No. You are calling each other daddy. You are calling each other honey. You are calling each other the king. You are the queen. And they used to do it at your pleasure. So when they go, we start crying. They used me. The thing is, we don't set standards. See, guys, men are not looking for sex. Real men. I want to repeat that. One thing that you will know that a man is serious. Real men are not looking to sleep with you. I can tell you that for a fact. It doesn't mean that real men will not sleep with you, but that is not their agenda. That just happens because the emotions, you've been carried away, the feelings, you feel complete, and you happen to get to have sex together. But you see, there's this relationship where today you share a number, and tomorrow it's all about, you're sexy, you look good, can you come to my house? Can you come for a night, what do we call it, a sleepover? It's barely a month, it's barely 3 months. You're being called for a sleepover. Real men don't look for that. Real men take time. They look at you, they try to know what you're looking for, and they look at what they want, which I was teaching you guys yesterday and before yesterday. What real men are looking for in women is connection and intimacy. That is what they're looking for. If they don't get it in you, they will sleep with you for 100 years, and at the long last, they will dump you for that girl that you are seeing and thinking that he cannot date. You see, once you have set your standards, I've always seen men saying that, you know what, hey, sorry guys, let me use Swahili and then I will translate it. Those who understand Swahili will understand what I'm saying. If you are a man maybe, or you are a lady, perhaps your brothers do tell you this, or your cousins, or the boys who are so close to you, you find these men coming and saying that, you know what, udem hujifanya mgumu, udem hujifanyaga sana, yani anajifanya sana, ameka standard juu, They say, when I translate that, they say that this lady thinks that she feels herself, she feels like she's putting her standards high. You see, that is the kind of a person as a woman need to be. That's the woman that you have to be. The woman you see people saying that is difficult. That woman is difficult. Don't even go there. That is the woman. Because you see, people are fond of having things for free, having cheap things, having things easily. In fact, even today I was watching one application that if you download in your mobile phone, it can do all kinds of mathematics. Even with which kind of formulas, the tan theta and whatsoever angles. You just take a picture and you put it on the application, and it will calculate and give you the procedures, the formula, the first step, last step, until you get the answer. What I'm trying to say, people like easy things. Somebody was asking for my contacts. Guys, if you want to connect with me, my email address is on my bio on TikTok. You can just check the email address and send me a message. We can connect. So guys, the most important thing is we have to learn how to love ourselves. If you don't learn how to love yourselves, people are going to use you. And they're not going to use you because they want to. they are going to use you because you have allowed them to. You see, sometimes somebody is using your money without caring because you have allowed them to. See, I once told you guys that those who were there, I don't know if all of you were there when I was saying about this, and it's even in one of the videos on YouTube, that I personally, I decided, you know, and I'm an African, and in Africa, especially in Kenya, from the community I come from, people make a lot of WhatsApp groups to collect money for funeral. You find that somebody was sick in hospital, nobody told you about their sickness, they suffer in the bed at the hospital, and then they die. After death, their family form a WhatsApp group and then send you message that we are having a WhatsApp group for the funeral of so-and-so who died. Then you're like, so-and-so died? How? When? What happened? Accident or what? Then they will be like, no, he's been sick in hospital for the last 6 months or 3 months or 2 months. Really? And I never heard about it. So now I'm only hearing about his death and his funeral contribution. So for me, I had disqualified myself from contributing for funerals, because this is disrespect to human nature. Because if a human being will be suffering in hospital for 2 months, 3 months, and no one tells you about it, so that at least you can chip in and try to save that life, people wait until this person dies, then they form a WhatsApp group to contribute to buy a coffin, worth, you know, a golden coffin or however it looks, trying to show people, not to show the person who's dead. They are pretending that we are giving him a good send-off. It's not a good send-off for the person who has died. It is a show to the community, to the society, to the people around, how you love the person who you did not even love in the first place. So I had get myself out of it. How soon should a girl propose for a courtship? That one has got no time. A guy can even propose after 2 days, darling. There's no time for courtship. People will tell you you have to court a man for 6 months, for 2 months, for 3 months. Let me tell you, a man who wants to marry you doesn't have a period of marriage. A man who wants to be with you for the rest of his life doesn't have to be timed. Like, after 3 months we have to do this. We have to court only for 1 week. No. Because what I know is, like, when a man is ready to marry, they marry the woman they are with that time. That's why a man can date you for 6 months, and then you break up today, and next week the man is married. And you are wondering, what was I not doing right? There's nothing you are doing wrong. The man was not ready for marriage. And when you broke up, he was ready, and he got a lady and he got married. That is what happens. So courtship doesn't have timing. It can be 1 month, it can be 1 week, it can be even 2 days. There are people who are serious, so serious, they have been watching you. Let me tell you, somebody could be watching you from afar and you don't know. And this is where I like the Indian culture, because these guys, you will be working here and they only have pictures. Their parents are only sending them pictures of a lady that, you see, this is the girl that we've found for you. Then when he goes home, they get married. So tell me, when did they court? Courtship has got nothing. Courtship period is just a period for you to learn somebody, to learn them. But now, why would you court somebody? Like, for example, you went to the same high school, you went to the same college, maybe you come from the same village or the same city, you are working together. You know this guy, right? Such kind of people don't even need a courtship of 1 month or even 6 months. You know them. And once you are having something of feelings towards somebody, you'll find out that you take much time looking at them. I know as a man, when I have a crush on a lady, I will take so much time looking at her, you know, trying to know what she likes. That's why you see a man from nowhere, you didn't even know that a man knew about you. They will bring you cakes or maybe chocolates. And this is what you love most. You're wondering, how did he know I love chocolate? Men take a lot of time spying on you. So don't put time limits for courtships. If it's ready, do it. Some people will court you for 10 months. And then when you are thinking that now it's time for that engagement or it's time for the wedding, they've disappeared. So time is nothing. Commitment is what is important. How committed are they through the courtship is what you should be thinking about. So the truth is, people treat you bad because you have agreed to receive bad treatment. You don't know your worth. You have not sat down and calculated your worth and put your standards. That's why people are mistreating you. So that's why you really need to understand that lots of people will not use you if you don't want to. Don't accept relationships that you don't want. Don't fall in love with people when you're not sure about their standards and your standard. Don't just do things because people are doing. Don't love because your friends are loving. Don't break up with people because your friends have told you or you are pressured. Sometimes breakups might also lead to you feeling used or you having used somebody. So before you make a decision, please try to think about the consequences of making such decisions so that people don't use you and you don't use people as well. Guys, it is always my pleasure to be here with you.